and welcome back to the 2021 Discraft Ledgestone Insurance Open. We are at Northwood Black in Morton, Illinois, playing one of the most difficult disc golf courses ever constructed, and you're here on JomezPro with BigSexyBarri, Nate Sexton, Jeremy Koling, and Paul Ulibarri.
I hope you've taken a deep breath. Maybe you've gotten a drink. Get some popcorn, folks. We've got 9 more holes in round 2 to settle out our weekend leaders. Right now, Calvin Heimberg stands at the top of the leaderboard, shooting 4 under on the chase card. He is currently at 13 under par. But we've got all 4 players on this card tied up at 12. They're battling hard, and we are on to hole 10.
Hole 10, par 3, 400. Low ceiling, tight gap, but it's a grassy fairway. The basket is elevated just slightly. This is one of the original holes from Northwood Gold, so it kind of sticks out among this course as being a idyllic grassy field compared to what most of these holes are.
Jerm, I like that you said grab popcorn. I like all that, but I'm thinking they need to get some tea and meditate, because that's what it's going to take to not have extreme anxiety as these guys play these holes. This Ricky throws a fantastic roller a bit deep right. Don't think he's going to have a look.
Rick looked eager to get to hole 11. I think he just ripped down the walkout path.
Look at this air shot from McBeth. This is such a low ceiling for the distance this hole plays, and even hitting that shot so perfectly, he's still got about 35 to 40 feet. Drew going to go leopard 3. And look at this gem here.
This kid just throws laser beams.
Oh, and look at the kickback to the bucket. Yes, Drew Gibson.
See that again. Look at the deep hyzer, but he's so powerful that as it goes through there, it has the late drift. That's professional quality
and just the
angle control and right back to the basket.
And the DNA of the disc knowing to kick back. That's the thing that really separates the great shots from the bad shots.
I don't care if you have the highest ceiling in the world. You're not getting a leopard that far out there, folks. Mm-hmm. I know I'm not. I know for sure Nate's not. And I know Jerm can't throw it straight enough to throw it there.
That's messed up.
I'm just kidding.
Fair but mean.
Fair but firm.
and Ricky does have kind of a Ricky look.
Wow. No way. Ricky on fire. He's got 3 in a row, and look at the putts.
This is so fantastic. Even the putter matching the basket, fist pump.
If there was a button on the middle of the pole that signified a great putt, that would have hit it if the chains weren't there. That was perfect. Oh, no.
I think Heinl needs to work on the rough on that right side over there.
I know. It's not tough enough.
The thing I think, you hear all these conversations. Do we need to make the basket smaller? Do we need to make putting harder? On this course, double them. Make them huge. That makes sense to me.
Also,
just a super wide basket.
Put like a 4-foot in diameter hole below the basket, and if it goes in there, it counts 2.
Yeah, there you go.
Then we can call it a disc golf pole hole. It's got all of it.
Two great birdies there as we go on to hole 11, 380 through the tight tunnel, finishing right. This one is very, very tough to get into circle 1. You can make the gap, you can turn it right, you can do a lot of things right, but then you see this slope up here by the green, all the trees around the basket, just hard to get the disc to stop close.
And Ricky going forehand, and if he does hit this gap, and he does throw a good shot, which I hope he will, you're going to see that it's going to nestle about 35 feet right.
This is turned. It's not going to be able to fade back to the right, but it's a good kick.
This isn't one you can breathe on. This is a sneaky hard hole, because this one does, I believe, have one middle tree, so you throw it perfect, and then, pew, you're done.
I mean, depending on the shot shape, you could maybe argue that there's 2 or 3 middle trees.
That one.
Oh.
Drew turning that over to
5 feet, maybe?
That's such a good shot right there. Even with a little nick, he gets almost to circle's edge. Paul going power low sidearm here. Misses. It needs to drift now.
Oh, was close.
Yeah, that's the most middle of all the middle trees. That's the one you're trying to pick a side, left or right. They're both good options. Paul just splitting the difference.
Oh, no. Ooh, good little correction.
That right there is...
Crisis averted.
Yes, crisis averted, exactly.
Not for Paul quite yet, but I've seen him with this shot, and he has more control than anybody I've ever met.
He's in the circle.
With the stretch out, like patent pending, he's so good.
He just feels comfortable. It just doesn't seem awkward for him. He's still able to get the perfect throw and make it look like he's just in a standstill stance.
A lot of that comes down to obviously practice, but also I think athleticism, a strong core, flexibility. He can get down there in that awkward place, but he's strong enough that he can still stay stable.
And you see him make putts from awkward positions all the time just because of that athleticism. Drew Gibson, look at that.
Drew.
3 under now.
Killing it.
And look at that, back-to-back birdies. That puts him at 14 under. So he could potentially be in the lead right now. I'm not sure what Calvin did on those holes, but man, what a way to start the back 9.
Calvin birdied him.
Okay, well, he's still chasing, but still beautiful. Good scramble, McBeth.
McBeth on a long par streak, but kind of a good one. Some really good scrambles in there, and you can, at home, look at some of those gray numbers and think birdies.
Hole 12, that is the par 5 plus. It's right there in front of you. You throw the tee shot, one of the hardest tee shots on the course, maybe on tour to be honest, because if you miss the tee shot, it's probably a 6 at best, could be an 8. When you round the corner, you see the basket way off in the distance, and you know it's still gonna take you 3 or 4 shots to get there. That hole is intended to be a scoring separator. You could have a couple 4s, you may have some 5s, you'll have lots of 6s, but you could have some 8s and 9s. The fairway is there, the rough is brutal, but it is there right in front of you.
Couple 4s.
Yeah, I don't know if he's ever seen this hole play.
Maybe one.
If this hole is, quote, right there in front of you, what does a hole look like that is not right there in front of you? I mean, this is not right there in front of you. This hole is so difficult. I don't mind it. I think this hole is brutal, and I think it's beautiful, and I think it's scary as we see Drew kick in there, but I don't think it's right in front of you. And this is beginning that 3-hole stretch that I teased in the front 9. The hardest, without question, 3-hole stretch.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Okay. So that is going to be too far.
Never seen that before.
He's actually outdriven the fairway, and he's going to have probably a sidearm turnover, but I think the play to get to the top of the hill to get that eagle.
No.
Oh gosh. I called it Eagle 4 because, well, I mean, this isn't even an argument in my eyes. This is a par 6, and we've talked about it before. We're not going to get into it, but
Kind of got into it.
yeah, I'm going to always get into it, Paul. That's just the way I am. But
This looks pretty. Oh, so close.
But I see what he's saying by the hole being right there in front of you. I mean, I was playing with James Conrad. He threw a perfect drive right there in front of him, and it still is like, you know that you still have like a long journey. It's like Frodo seeing Mordor.
Yeah.
Just knowing, oh gosh, it's going to be a long battle to get there.
Ooh, that little wall might loom large.
Oh, it's going to be so tough to throw his next shot now. Get ready for this, Nate. You ready?
I guess so.
Tell me when you're ready.
Ready.
Never thought I'd say this. Hole 12, averaging a 1.32 strokes above the supposed par. Second hardest hole on the course. Second hardest
This
hole.
needs to turn. Oh, he got it. Turn over. Turn over.
Hold it.
Oh, it's still on the edge.
Okay, fine. Fantastic. Second hardest hole on the course.
Well, it was surprising to come to this hole and not have an hour-long backup. I think that you get to this hole and it actually is one of the larger fairways that we have on the course. Drew throws just awesome shot to the top of the hill, standstill. Ricky's drive was too far, yes, but not one person ever would complain to be where he is.
Not at all.
And
Stay out.
No one's gonna complain about being there in 2.
He's got a chance to
Like-
he can do the 4.
Maybe less than 40 people ever in casual rounds and in tournament rounds have ever been that far up the fairway in 2.
Too far left. He needs luck.
Oh, no. And kick left, that's the kiss of death. And he knows it.
He's mad about that, but that was a pretty casual shot that he should be able to make.
Going aggressive roller here.
I love it.
Gosh.
There is a cliff over there. He doesn't find it. That's fantastic.
Yeah, rolling back to the edge of the fairway, it almost feels unrealistic to get a shot in the fairway from out of position. So just getting near the edge of the fairway with a roller, Paul McBeth is playing this hole great.
I want to kind of swing back to Chris's shot there. That's a beautiful shot. It gets him out of position, but the previous shot was one of those kind of gimme shots that you have to make. You have to play it to the right side of the fairway, and he gets punished just like he really should have.
Drew's in a weird spot. It's so hard to get the height right because you have to just barely crest the hill as he's done wonderfully.
Come on.
Get through.
Oh, man. To get all the way to the pin, though, you have to do exactly that. And then Rick's almost in the same position, even though he's almost at the top of the hill.
I think the forehand much easier, though, without the run-up. See if he can flex this.
Not enough turn.
Oh, okay. So 55?
We've got looks, and you don't usually even get to say that.
No, that's going to be a look for the elusive 4. Chris now throwing his 5th.
Give me that.
Gosh.
Buckets.
You don't say far from back there.
The Tennessee Terror does as he just eyes this one up from what, 160 feet?
That's one of those shots where you're just like, no, I'm not taking a bogey.
Awesome.
That was incredible.
What a save. Oh, no.
That's going to be a tough putt for McBeth.
So playing it perfect, essentially perfect, near perfect, and now he might be taking a 6.
I believe that putt he has is going to be for
4 or 6, is it
Yeah.
not?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I missed one shot.
For a 4.
So maybe even farther than 55. So Ricky is going to take a very easy, very comfortable 5, which feels phenomenal.
to Paul's last shot, kind of like the Dickerson shot. It was one that he should have made. That one leaked a little bit, and this is what he has left, and that's not going in, and that's a double bogey 7.
In this game, preparation is everything. Success is not by accident. Because you know, the course plays no favorites. In this game, detail matters. Idio Sports.
Anthony Barella, the only 4 on the day. Congratulations to you, sir.
He would.
He
played
Great,
with him.
Great job. How long was the putt?
18 feet.
That is doing something.
Wow.
Hole 13, par 4, 653. Extremely tight gap off the tee. Hard left jog in the fairway. So difficult to advance far enough to feel like it's a good idea to try to clear this out of bounds pond on the second shot and play for birdie. See if any of these guys can power up to a driver, swing left enough to allow for that option. So many players, I think, are forced to just play pitch here.
And Ricky's going high speed. He's going with the Champion Max, and I think he's gone inside, and this is going to be behind a wall of trees, and he knows it.
I mean, it has to be high speed, does it not? You can't make
yes.
that corner. It just, not that it's the distance, it's about how tight the corner is.
Well, it's just a matter of whether you want to play it for par or for bogey. I mean, those are the two options here on this
Those
hole.
are the options. I chose bogey.
Par or birdie, but yeah, Chris is going to have to do some great scrambling to try to save the par.
Here's what's tough about it. You see this steep hyzer that they're throwing it on, and it looks like they're hitting the gap.
Oh,
Drew throws a
my
fantastic
gosh.
shot there, but
That's a
that is
unicorn.
not the play. Inside, if you want to get to the corner, I believe that was a bit lucky. You want to go straight. Let's see if Paul. This is the actual play. Straight with height, and then you get to the corner. Inside, you see I believe Dickerson went inside, hit that tree. Ricky went inside, hit the trees on the left.
Drew's shot is in
Prime
honestly a better spot than I even thought possible.
I agree. I'm with you there. I did not know that we would see somebody get to the maybe proposed landing zone.
He can see the basket.
Yeah, that is a rare sight.
And this is just how this hole usually goes, I think. You just can't see your way clear to trying to go over this pond with the overhanging branches, with the gaps you need to hit. Even McBeth going to be forced to chip.
Yeah, and there's no room really for creativity if you're not in the spot that Drew's in. See if he can take advantage of that picture perfect drive.
Wow, he even still has to go turnover, but there is the basket. Got to just throw this smoothly over the out of bounds. This is too high.
Slow down, get enough turn.
This could go out of bounds.
It's safe.
Wow,
And,
fortunate to be safe, in my opinion.
Pretty bad shot. Hits the gap, but that needed a steep angle to kind of drift right, unless he was just trying to play it straight and not play to the hole. I mean,
Playing straight's crazy, though. There's just all trees waiting to kick you into the water.
Chris going to lay up short of the pond and not. He's taking his medicine here. That's going to be an up and down, I think, for the bogey.
I mean, what else are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, if you just can't get there, you can't get there. And that hillside is going to leave Ricky. That's chump change for Rick at this point. He's been putting so well this round.
Drew's going to have a decision to make up there. He has about, 40 feet, maybe 38 feet on that high-rise bucket.
I thought he was much farther away than that.
I thought he was farther, too.
I think once you get to pin high on here, you're right around circle's edge, I'm guessing.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, those trees are definitely manageable over there.
So what does he have?
About 45.
He's got to go through a window. And just look at that. Just slopes so steeply behind the basket.
I feel like that was fortunate not to roll. But he's going to be angry with that result after the
After
drive.
that drive.
Yeah.
Good putt from Paul.
Staring right at the OB.
So Chris taking the bogey, Paul a nice par save, and Drew having to work for his par. And taking it. Staying at 2 under par for the round. Look at Ricky's last 8 holes there. No red numbers in the last 9 now, and I don't even...
Yeah, he had that rough start, had 2 bogeys, and he's just been on his horse since then, just charging back into this tournament.
A 9-hole no bogey streak at this course is essentially as good as you can really imagine.
It's going to end here.
Yeah, look at this hole, man. 14, par 5, 893. Extremely tight off the tee. Then it jogs left. Here's another 90-degree corner. So if you're not there, you're wasting a shot just pitching around the corner. If you make that corner or you get there in 2, what do you have left but 500 feet of tunnel with OB right and terrible rough on the left? There is a spike hyzer window. If you land in the right spot, you can kind of maybe cheat this one a little bit and go up skyward.
I did not know, I was unaware that there could be a hole designed to be tougher than hole 12 at this very course, and we have found it also on this very course. 6.33 average, that is 1 stroke and a third of another stroke above par. And on top of the difficulty factor of this hole, you've been waiting for 45 minutes to an hour to tee off here.
Oh, bad kick.
Well, that's
yeah.
immaterial at this point. That was fantastic to get through that far, I think.
I think a realistic way to play this hole is just throw it to that tee pad, then throw it to the corner and try to save par from there, because getting to the corner takes just a miracle shot.
And saving par from the corner is also not quite a miracle, but it's fantastic golf to make a 3 on a 500 and something foot tunnel with real serious trouble on both sides.
Chris tries to go forward, and that's the tough thing about scrambling in that thick rough is if you don't get out, it's going to cost you more.
You got to go sideways sometimes.
Yeah.
Drew pitching around the corner, a bit long, completely cut off.
I think the 90-degree turn is just such a punishing design element because the specificity on the landing zone is just like almost unrealistic sometimes. Where if Drew's shot is good, he's around the corner, but he's still got kind of nothing.
Yeah.
Paul going so aggressive here. Does he have the weight correct? I don't think he does. As the spotter goes running in there, he may be short.
Yeah, I feel like those landing zones that you're talking about when a hole does make that 90-degree turn as Ricky throws a really nice shot around the corner, they have to be they have to be softer. You know, it can't be such a direct cutoff to make it maybe a little bit more playable. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just that it feels so punishing.
3 tomahawks in a row from Chris Dickerson.
Yeah, we saw an all-time record on the front nine with Rick at 2.
And he's still in the woods.
He might have another tomahawk. And he's not to the corner yet.
Sometimes it feels like maybe just play this hole out tomahawks. Just see how it goes. Look at that sidearm from Drew. That is piercing the gap and getting great advance. That is a really nice shot. He's got an opportunity to save the par.
So Rick has a chance to be aggressive here.
Go.
He likes it.
As far as you can. Thank you. Sweet.
And he likes that too. Stays out. He should have a workable shot to the basket from there. I don't know who we're looking at. Could be McBeth, could be Dickerson.
That's 4 tomahawks in a row from Chris Dickerson. That will never be broke again. That is I didn't think it was possible. Congratulations.
And look at what he steps up and does.
Go.
That wasn't a tomahawk.
That was a fantastic shot. After all the trouble he's been through on this hole, to step up and throw that, he's going to have an opportunity to make that putt. That was an amazing shot through the tunnel.
Look at this from Paul. Man, we don't give a sidearm enough credit.
Standing still, pinpoint accuracy.
We rarely bring it up because he doesn't throw it as often as some other guys, but when he goes to it, the fact that he can turn it on immediately without having it warmed up throughout the round, just pick it up on the 14th hole, throwing it exactly when he needs to, the right angle and everything, is what makes it so good. Drew, that's going to be a punishing result there, kicking left.
And I'll be honest with the viewers at home, I have no idea how many shots any of these guys have thrown. No idea.
I know
Ricky's
that
is for
LT
par. Drew has to get this up and down for bogey. Chris Dickerson is putting for, I believe, a 7.
Okay.
And Drew's going to have some work left for his bogey.
McBeth will have this.
Wow. What a par save.
Oh,
That's a crazy save.
that was insane.
Wow.
Making that basket as big as possible. Chris is on the other side, and he looked like he got pretty deep into the thicket. Yeah, unfortunately. Okay, he's got the wide hyzer.
Wow. That for a double.
Look at the shots. The tunnel shot he threw to get there was a 9.5 out of 10. The putt was a 9.5 out of 10. And that netted him a double.
Drew with the putt outside the circle to save his bogey. So 3 putts outside the circle to save par, double bogey, and bogey. And look at this right here for Rick. He's going to have this short putt for another par. And I'm telling you, a par feels like birdie when the hole's averaging a stroke and a third above par. Got to give a shout out to Aaron Gossage, who went birdie on 13-14, gaining...
What?
Let's see what the total is. Gaining 2 strokes on the field on average.
Wow.
And I mean, it feels like way more.
Wow.
No.
He gained more than me.
I'm sorry, gained 4 strokes on the field.
He gained more than that on me.
Yeah, and me too. Hole, what is this now, 15? I'm lost out here. 15 is a par 4, nearly 700 feet. OB down the left side the entire way.
one of the original holes on the course, or at least on the Northwood Gold design, and Ricky has shown that he's familiar with the design.
And I mean, it shows. This one is grown in. It's so beautiful with the grass. The other ones maybe are going to go that way. This is a pretty new design. Oh no, McBeth is so early out of the hand. This is going to be out of bounds very short.
And
I want the viewers to take a second to look at Paul's scorecard. Gray with a purple. We've never seen that, ever.
And it doesn't even look like he's playing bad. It's not like he's like, oh, Paul's just having a
He's still
tough
in the
day.
tournament. He's still right there.
Wow. I think we've hammered it home, folks. I think everyone at home gets the point.
Well, I'm not done. I still got.
No.
I'm going to get my sledge out pretty soon. I'm not going to be done hammering this one for a while.
It's hard to really even talk about anything else. It's just that it's unique.
We can talk about how beautiful those 3 drives were right in the middle.
Paul is out of position here. This is danger.
Slipping a bit on his shot, getting turned.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no, it's gone out of bounds again. And
He didn't advance much.
Chris going late turn. And that's going to be a long, well, sit down. That is rolling towards OB.
Good. At least it stopped.
Yep. The difficult part about this hole, I mean, once you throw a great tee shot, there are so many trees that are.
Shot drill.
Oh my gosh. Can't throw it much better. Those trees are right in the middle are 80 feet and 40 feet respectively from the basket. So if you hit those, you still have to work so hard to get your next putt in.
Skull.
If Drew loses that buzz, I don't know what he's going to do out here. He's thrown it so good.
McBeth just threw that in 1 second.
And
Like he is on tilt right now. Did you see that? He grabbed that out of his bag, just planted his foot and fired.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
I've seen it a couple times.
I have too.
But it's when he's on tilt. And now he's just going to putt this.
Look at that. 1 second.
He's ready to go to 16.
Wow.
Actually, ready to go to the car.
Wow.
That's what this place does. I mean, I was wondering, it makes sense that it's here that it happens because you're holding it together. At some point, there is a breaking point for all of us. Even the best in the world, at some point, have just had enough.
Thank you.
And I wasn't sure if we were going to see it today, but I think we just did.
I'm Paul Ulibarri with today's Bushnell hole breakdown. You can find the Edge Disc Golf Rangefinder at the link in the description. Hole 16 is finally a hole you can breathe on here at Northwood Black. We saw some highlight shots last year, and with the design forcing you to punch it to the top of the green, will somebody ring it up this year? Let's see how it plays out.
Perfect hole for Ricky and his pig.
Hit the wall and sit.
Yeah, that'll play.
Thank you.
And
Right
actually,
outside circle 1.
the way that it kind of drifted down the hill at the end gave him maybe even a better look with the wall being a little bit lower. So pretty good result for Rick.
Oh, this looks so good going.
Sit.
Oh, come on. Wow.
Scary
What a
putt coming
shot.
back.
That was so close.
That putt is really quick. Maybe about 12 feet past the basket is when it starts to tear off and go back down towards where Ricky's drive is.
Sit. Yes.
That's a little bit safe. It's about the same distance away from the basket, but a little bit more buffer behind the basket for Chris.
Pulls it. Hit through.
Could sneak. Could still ace.
Oh, wow.
I love a downhill par 3 that you can see the
best.
basket, man. It makes me, I'm squirming in my chair just watching these things fly in at the hope of an ace. It's amazing.
Oh, Ricky just a bit off. A good looking putt.
First one he's missed from that range.
Oh, man.
And then you just, that's this course. Those putts are so important, but they're also so difficult. Those are right at the edge of circle. And your mind's thinking, easiest hole on the course. Like, I have to make this.
Drew does. Great birdie. Runs it in at the end. Well done.
I think we've just got to mention too, we were just talking about how crazy it is to look down there and see McBeth with Gray and then the one double bogey. Now you toss a triple in there. He's 5 over in his last 9 holes. It's just crazy to think about.
Is the gray in his hair or is the scorecard?
Could be both after today. He's a young man, but wow. This one has OB long and left and right. It's not an island hole, but anything really errant is probably going to be OB. This needs to just sit down.
Sit.
Safe.
Oh,
There
boy.
you go.
It is hanging on by a thread.
He'll have that nice little range that he's been hitting at the last few holes too, right at circle's edge.
Oh, no.
I think that's the only kick you could take that isn't out of bounds.
Yeah, that used to be out of bounds last year. They've changed that, opened it up. I really like the change. Just let the hole play naturally as it should.
Needs to sit. Oh,
Are you kidding
that's
me?
Firing.
Did
out of
he just
bounds.
hit the bridge and skip OB long? That hits the grass. It's pretty thick grass there.
Yes. Even under the bridge is not a. Oh my goodness.
OB early.
Yes. Wow.
There is an optional drop zone on this hole as well.
I mean,
But he might be in the mode of, nope, I'm taking it from here at this point.
here's what you did. You've mentioned McBeth being, 4 over in the last 9 with no birdies?
5 by my count. I don't
5?
know.
So the drop zone is in front of him. He could have taken it from the drop zone. I felt like that was about to happen.
But look at the player next to him, Chris Dickerson. The same. I mean, not the same score, but still not a single birdie. Drew again?
Here he goes.
And look at the round Drew's putting together.
15 under.
He is currently 4 under par. That is, I mean, just staggering in context to the other 2 guys in this group. Ricky also under par. Chris saving the par there. That's a great save. But Drew knows, as he sees just Paul getting broken, Chris just having a really tough time out there. Like, this was an opportunity.
Drew Gibson just made 3 jump putts in a row. There's one thing I know about that kid, and if he's making putts, he's probably going to beat you. He's that good off the tee. Everybody knows that. And he's making putts, and he's beating you.
Of course, 18 is going to be insanely hard, right? It is. Well, it's a par 4. It's 703 feet. It's sweeping left to start. And then, what do you know? It's a nice 90-degree turn to the right, up the hill, through the tunnel, through the woods.
Low ceiling.
No OB. But you might as well be out of bounds if you're off the fairway because you're just going to be pitching back. So difficult, not only to reach the landing zone, but then from there to have the strength and the composure to be able to hit your gap with power on an uphill run-up.
This is the hardest hole on the course, on every other course on tour. 4.76 average. I mean, that's par 5 type numbers. But it's at Northwood Black, so it's only the 3rd hardest hole on the course. 4.76.
Ricky gonna go with this forced over forehand. This has potential to be huge if you can get it through. And he does not.
That was so good.
And now it's going to be a chore to get to the landing zone where he can try to save the par.
I think, yeah, par is phenomenal. From anywhere off the fairway, a par is pretty incredible.
Chris's drive, a par is phenomenal from there.
Sure.
Birdie an option, though.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
McBeth, no dice.
And you're hearing the sounds of the late night bugs. We are fighting daylight at this point. Camera tricks are helpful and really the high resolution, but these guys are finishing their 5-hour and 45-minute to 6-hour long round.
That was a sick shot from
It
Paul.
really was.
Wow.
Rick's gonna maybe cut roll.
Don't want to roll much, and it looks like he's hung on that second shelf. That's a great effort there from Rick.
Can we get a birdie putt here? That looks pretty good. It needs to flex. Go.
Okay.
Yeah, circle 2, perhaps.
A long look.
Drew's so pinched right here. He doesn't have a lot.
He kind of tries to cut the corner.
And you'll take that every day.
Yeah.
Forever. And he's been making those putts. I mean, birdie's not out of the question for Drew now. Ricky needs this to get up and down. Pig.
Okay. Wow. A great scramble in the works here for Rick if he can make that putt and finish with another par. Amazing that he was able to get the par on 17 after that drive. And he has had no bogeys in, I can't even remember how many holes at this point.
I mean, to get through that stretch of 3 holes without a bogey is unthinkable.
Yeah, it really is special. Ricky, what a round. 3 under par. How many times have we said what a round with a score of 3 down?
Never.
It's appropriate out here.
We've never said that before. 4 over for McBeth.
When our round was starting, the hot score for the day, and this was, the earlier cards had played, was 8 over. And that was 997 rated. I mean, it was, yeah.
It's a whole different animal than anything we've ever really seen before on the professional tour.
That's right.
Let's take a second to acknowledge the great round that Drew.
Agreed.
Hats off.
4 under.
Fantastic.
Amazing putting display down the stretch. 3 outside the circle putts in a row. I mean,
Let's talk about fire emojis. 7 under par
Mind
from
blowing.
Heimberg. 11 birdies on that course. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Triple bogey and a bogey and still shot 7 under. I mean, Calvin Heimberg, folks, that is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, the players were out there 5.5 hours. We were doing commentary for 10 to 12 hours, I feel like. So we're going to do it one more time. We're going to run this whole thing back. We're going to do this course again for tomorrow's round, and then one final day back at the Lake Eureka course. See who can hang on, who can stay mentally strong, who can keep making those putts down the stretch despite bad kicks, despite it all. You got to fight through it. We've seen a couple players do that very well. See who can continue. Come on back for round 3.